Hey everyone, I'm going to walk you through the instructions for our first mini project. That'll be the Module 2A mini project. So our goals for the mini project are different than they were for the literature module. You're not going to have one paper for the entire 4 weeks that you're working on. You'll work on 4 short projects. So our goal is to look at argument terminology, so we learn some vocabulary. We're going to talk about different kinds of sources and how those sources are used and what their purpose is. Of course, APA formatting. It's a little different than MLA. We'll have to learn that. And how we introduce the sources is a little different as well. We're also going to spend time reading. All right. We'll learn to read scholarly and trade articles that you might find rather difficult, and I'll provide you with strategies for doing that. And we're going to be looking for writers' claims and their supporting subclaims. And finally, we're going to talk about different sources, how we find them, and how we evaluate them for both their credibility and their usefulness. So each week we'll look at a new topic from a different discipline. We're just going to work on specific things each week. And our first topic will be North Carolina environmental issues. So I picked this at random. You saw that you had articles, sources on seaweed. So I just kind of kept to that outdoorsy sort of theme, what you might do in a natural sciences class, ecology, maybe geography, political science even, if you're writing some kind of argument about voting issues. So a lot of different fields, but we're focusing on North Carolina, okay? So all of these things come up with other places as well, but we're looking specifically at North Carolina. So you can choose from the broad topic of national parks, wetlands, hurricanes, rivers, and beaches. And a lot of our dollars in North Carolina come from tourism, right? So you kind of keep that in the back of your mind, why that is such a big issue and why I might have chosen it. So you're going to take one of these big topics and create an issue, develop an issue, find an issue that you can narrow it down to do your research. Your assignment will be to create an APA formatted references page. So we're not going to hear the words works cited anymore. We're just going to hear reference page because that's what it's called in APA. MLA is a works cited page is what it's called. Your list of sources in the APA style paper is called the reference page. So my particular topic that I did the sample on was for Venus flytraps. The issue is that because there are so many poachers taking Venus flytraps from the wetlands, so I chose the wetlands, because there are so many poachers taking flytraps from the wetlands, they are quickly headed towards landing on the endangered species list. So all of the sources that you're going to be looking for, I have samples of, and all of my samples are on Venus flytraps. So we need a graphic, some kind of figure or chart, an encyclopedia or reference book, a magazine article, a newspaper article, and a journal article. All 4 of these need to come from the CP library. We'll look at different places you can find graphics. You can get them through the Opposing Viewpoints database, and there are other places you can find them as well through the library. And I like those because, of course, they give the citation for you. If you find it on the internet, you have to come up with your own citation. So it doesn't matter to me, but keep that in mind. You'll need to find some online sources as well, a web page, a government source, a video, a blog, and then just another source if you're choosing. So you might wind up with 2 web pages or 2 videos, etc. Some government source links and video links can also be found through the Opposing Viewpoints database. So you can look there as well and see if you find something. Again, those will be cited for you. Otherwise, you have to cite them yourself. And finally, we'll spend time on APA formatting as we go throughout the module. For this week, you only need to copy, all right? Copy my formatting. So if you find a web page with an author, look at my sample of what a web page with an author should look like. If you find a blog, you look at my sample of a blog to see what that should look like. Okay? So all you have to do is copy exactly. When I say exactly, I mean exactly. Upper and lower case, pay attention to that. It's very different in APA. Italics, period, how you do the URL, do everything exactly like my samples. All right, so I provide those for you. And then you're going to organize your sources into a reference page. So you here on the left, you'll see I chose 3 of the samples that I have for you on the Word document from, this is what a graphic would look like, cited. This is what an encyclopedia article would look like, and a magazine article. And then I've put them over here together to show you the reference page. Now keep in mind, on PowerPoint, it's really difficult to do hanging indent, right? So these are correctly formatted in the document that gives you all of the samples in a full reference page, but just keep in mind that on this PowerPoint, we don't see the hanging indent.